Now, there's no doubt about it that a lot of Star Wars fans had many of issues with, of course, the Kenobi TV series, specifically with Episode 4 really being the peak of the fan criticism of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, and slowly progressing, getting a little bit better and better with Episodes 5 and 6. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the Kenobi TV series is that we all know that there are so many editing flaws in the actual show from point A to point B. You know, there are numerous things to point out here that has a lot of problems with, of course, Episodes 4, 5, and 6 specifically. That's where, of course, you really do see a lot of problems with the editing, some of the camera shots, some of the story decisions in there that were actually done by Deborah Chow and Joby Harold. Now, moving on forward from all of this, we all know that Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy really failed the marketing of the Kenobi TV series, and there are a lot of outcomes that are coming from all of that by the Disney executives that have made some very big changes and very big decisions with Kathleen Kennedy for specifically a new Star Wars TV series that is all set and ready to release sometime in the near future, which we'll be talking about in just a couple of seconds. Now, with that being said, we already know that Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas are all working together as a team to really bring Star Wars back around to where it used to be, you know, when George Lucas was actually in charge of pretty much everything with the prequel trilogy and more. Now, moving forward from all of this, what's even all the more intriguing has a lot to do with what the Disney executives recently did with Kathleen Kennedy for one of the upcoming Star Wars TV shows that is going to begin principal photography as soon as mid-2023. Now, on top of this, with Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 6 now released on Disney+, Kathleen Kennedy has been running into many problems with some of the projects that she has creative power over for the franchise. It's described that Kathleen Kennedy only holds creative power over shows like The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew and nothing else. However, is still acting also as producer for some of the upcoming Star Wars TV shows in the making. Further, it's described, however, that recently Kathleen Kennedy was replaced as a producer for one of the upcoming Star Wars TV shows that is set to be announced at this year's Disney Plus Day. This series is described to be the Bo-Katan Star Wars TV show that will be treated as a limited series with 6 episodes only. Kathleen Kennedy was recently removed as a producer from the show, and that now Jon Favreau is going to be filling in for the role as producer for the Bo-Katan series that will focus on characters like Din Djarin, Grogu, Bo-Katan, as well as new secrets about the world of Mandalore, and the character of Tar Vizsla, who will be used in the form of flashbacks. Now, the reason behind Kathleen Kennedy getting fired and replaced as a producer has a lot to do with Kennedy's poor choices of marketing with the Kenobi series that really upset the Disney executives. Disney executives were very annoyed with Kathleen Kennedy after she used the iconic duel of the Fates music and Battle of the Heroes theme in the Kenobi series trailers and TV spots, only for them to not be used in the series. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. Now, we already discussed about the Bo-Katan series briefly a couple of months ago, and now we are finally in a place where Kathleen Kennedy is no longer going to be acting as a producer for the Bo-Katan series, let alone having any kind of creative power over that, which she never had any of that to begin with, but she will not be allowed to call any of the shots on the marketing of the Bo-Katan show. And the Disney executives made a right call here, because there's no doubt about it that she made some pretty poor and terrible choices with the Kenobi series marketing. How can you throw in Duel of the Fates or Battle of the Heroes themes that were actually, redone by John Williams, only to not be used in the actual Kenobi TV series itself? To me, that was an abysmal failure. It made no sense. It really, upset a lot of fans out there, the fact that we did not get Duel of the Fates and or Battle of the Heroes in the actual show. In fact, this is a Kathleen Kennedy-driven thing. She did the same exact thing with The Rise of Skywalker, where in one of the final TV spots, they actually had a redone version of Duel of the Fates, where you have, of course, Kenobi, or should I say, where you have Kylo Ren and Rey facing each other. Very similar in a sense to how Kenobi and Vader fought. And they actually had that done in the trailer, but nothing was actually done in the final cut for The Rise of Skywalker. Moving on. So on top of all of that, alright, of course, Disney executives made the right call. They viewed this as a marketing disaster and are not willing for her to act as producer anymore, and recently fired her from the Bo-Katan series, and has zero involvement now, both on a creative level, which she never was, of course, but more so now has zero effect on a business level. As of now, Favreau will be handling the marketing and the business end for the Bo-Katan series. Katie Sackhoff is described to be very excited to begin filming the show by the middle of 2023, to get this out sometime by 2024. Now, the series is set to explore new revelations of both the Mandalorians and the Jedi, and will hold great new secrets about Tar Vizsla as well in the show. Now, Favreau was already very happy that he got the role of producer to take care of the series with great care, and that he is going to make sure that all of it is going to make sense and is going to be done on a professional level with the marketing and also the creative choices for the series. Now, once again, we already know that people like Kathleen Kennedy does not care about the Star Wars fans at heart. She never really cared about the lore or Star Wars legends or anything like that. Let's not forget about the famous interview where she said, "There's no source material that we could have drawn from to use in the sequel trilogy movies." She basically lied about legends, and she basically was trying to convince new fans that there was nothing before the sequels, the prequels, and anything like that, and that legends basically was non-existent. She tried to create that narrative. So, forward from all of that as well, Disney executives did not want another Kenobi marketing failure with the Bo-Katan show, as they now, of course, know that she never really treated that with great care with other past shows. Kennedy, as of now, is still struggling to get things going with the Acolyte TV series by Leslie Headland, as well as Skeleton Crew. So in case you guys did not know, she still holds creative power over shows like Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte TV series, both of which, by the way, guys, I believe are going to be failures. To put things, very simple here, the Acolyte series is going to have a lot of agendas thrown in there. It's going to be pretty much, using identity politics and everything along those lines, real world issues. And meanwhile, Skeleton Crew is basically going to be a complete ripoff of Stranger Things. Yes. So basically, the best way to describe Skeleton Crew is that it is basically going to be Stranger Things in space. That's the overall structure of the show that is going to be released in 2023. So next year, we are going to be seeing the first Kathleen Kennedy-driven Star Wars TV show, per se, that's going to be all done by herself, handling the creative end and really pushing these agendas on a different level. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again, no hiding on the one. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.